I see a lot of like situations where they think that they can bring the other person to the Lord, but sometimes that person ends up like going to the Lord just for that person, or it's like attached in some way. So like you said, like if something happened there, like there would just be nothing anymore. So it's definitely important to have like separate relationship with God.
Hello, and welcome back to the Gen Free Podcast. Little round of applause. Yay, you're here. This is a student-led podcast focused on discovering God's freedom in our everyday lives. Now, of course, I'm here, Ayana, your host, as always. We'll have you introduce yourself, and then you two can introduce yourselves.
Welcome to the Gen Free Podcast. This is me, the concussed version of Sawyer Robertson.
Yeah, he has a concussion. Yay! We prayed for it, though. Let's hope something happens. But hi, guys.
Hello.
Oh, my goodness. Who are y'all?
I'm Tessa. Well, I guess I was already on one of these, but glad to be back.
Nice to be back. And
I'm Will.
Introduce yourself.
Nice to meet you.
Yay! And what are we talking about?
We're talking about, well, I guess relationships and dating.
Yay! Yep. I just want to say yay, like constantly. Yay!
Yay.
Like I'm so excited because we have people our age in our age group coming on and showing us what a godly relationship
Oh gosh.
looks like. What do you say? Oh gosh,
No,
when you get the wrong people.
No.
Never mind, y'all. Episode over. He just exposed himself. But yeah. So I have a little icebreaker to start off because, like, I know Tessa. I know you. I don't know you that well, and some of us we just on it.
I know you.
You guys know each
know
other.
you.
Y'all three, but not
know
me.
you.
I gotta get to know. I mean, yeah, obviously. Anyways, you just stare up like that. He just said, "All right." So.
I was like, I'm ready. Where's the icebreaker?
All right. So specifically for you two, what is your favorite thing about each other?
You want to go first? Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
I want to say his heart for the Lord. Also, his goofiness is probably a close second. Goofiness.
He's
I
pretty
can't
goofy.
talk today. I'm
Thank you.
tired.
Um,
Just,
yeah.
You
a,
seem quirky.
just a disclaimer.
I'll start off with, I think you're a super sweet person. Probably one of the nicest people I know.
Aww.
Which may be just a generic thing to say, but she is one of the sweetest people. As
No,
you guys
for real.
probably know. But
No, for real.
and I also like agree with the same thing you said for me, but like just seeing how close you are with God and like your personal relationship with Him. So, yep.
That's so sweet.
Like that really well thought of answers from like both of you. I'm like, all right. Man, I mean, what do you like about yourself? Because we are single.
Man, every single episode we've done about relationships,
Wait.
you make me
I
sound
can
so
do yours.
lonely.
I can do yours.
It's me too, bro. It's me too.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
every relationship episode, you're like, what do you like about yourself?
Because you're single. No, me too. It's okay, bro. It's okay.
It's fine.
There's tissues.
I'm having so much fun, bro. Not really. I love being single. Anyways,
Wasted a
continue.
tissue. I'm kidding.
Tessa.
Wow.
She's like,
I apologize. Continue.
Right,
Continue.
so
What were we gonna say?
What do you like?
Well, supposedly
What do you
Will
think
can do it for me.
Oh, Will. What do
I-
you like about Sawyer?
I got you. So my first favorite thing about Sawyer, it's not. It's really
said-
not.
he said,
I
"Oh, I
might
got
come
this
out.
in the
I'm coming
bag."
up with it.
I've got this ready,
Wait.
man.
What does this one do?
I forget. Just press it.
Okay.
Oh,
there we
it's
go.
laughing.
Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
My favorite thing about you is your joy.
Is it still going?
Yeah. And
It's
That's
not going
okay.
anymore.
and your jokes. Your
Nice.
your YouTube jokes.
Humor.
Specifically.
Nice.
Humor.
Heck yeah, man.
Humor. Can't talk.
Yeah, Sawyer.
Humorous.
Go confess. What is your favorite thing about Will?
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
Dude, you're funny, man. You make me laugh.
Well, thank you.
You make me laugh, man, all the time. Whenever we're around each other, like last year at the Shout, what I feel like was like one of the first times we got to like really hang out and get closer, and it was just one of the best times of my life, and it was hilarious.
I agree.
I just keep thinking of more as people are talking. There's just so much.
Yeah.
Oh.
Speaking of the Shout Youth Conference, be there. We extended the early bird.
Yeah,
Yes.
what to like
signed
the 15th, right?
But this will probably
Not
not
ever.
come out until
The 12th. Yeah, I got it wrong. The 12th. So
this might
Thank
come
you,
out
thank
after
you.
that.
Maybe not, but it's
But
okay.
it's okay. It's okay.
It passed already. You missed
Still,
it. It's
you
fine.
missed
go to the
it.
Shout anyways.
Yeah,
Sucks
if
to
you
suck,
missed
man.
it, sign up anyway.
Yeah.
Looking
YouTube?
at you, Jeff.
We'll be on YouTube.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff. Yeah,
I have no
yeah,
idea.
but like, yeah, it's gonna be past. Like, this is gonna come out like what, December, and then be like, oh,
December.
No, not
True.
December.
Probably not that far.
Well,
I mean, it might
I
be
don't
before the
know.
shout. I don't know.
It'd be far. I'm just trying. I thought it was the
Just
farthest
after
month I
the
could.
early bird.
And so when December came,
I was
to
like,
me,
holy moly.
Oh,
I don't.
Oh, I'll
doing
be in
this
like
September.
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
AI.
Oh,
I'll
you
be
know
gone.
what?
I'll
Heck
be
yeah,
gone.
man.
Adios.
But I'll watch it. I'll watch it there. Be
Watch
like,
it.
oh, wow, that's me.
What a true fan. What a
Be
true.
like, my
fan.
hair's a lot longer. Nice beard.
You're gonna cut
Oh,
it.
dude, that would be crazy.
Wow.
Never
Dude.
mind.
Wow. He's gonna get a haircut.
Heck yeah, man.
Wow.
I am.
You
Question
kind
mark?
of just said.
I
you
said my
were.
hair's
No,
gonna
he's
be
gonna
longer.
grow it out and
Oh,
grow
he said,
Yeah.
yeah, my hair's gonna.
Nah.
My hair
Gonna-
was longer.
That'd
Like
be-
was
Gonna
like
have
past
like a-
tense. Like it's
a
going
I
to.
guess, yeah.
Will is going
Whatever,
bald. You
whatever.
heard it here first.
Wow.
All right. All
Yeah.
right.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So back. I'm back on what's at hand, y'all.
What do you like about yourself?
I'm hot.
Wow.
I'm hot. No, I'm not sorry.
I was like, wow.
I didn't mean to be so vain.
It's like,
Dude,
hey, if
dude,
you're confident,
I
you're
mean,
confident.
Will didn't say that about me.
Do you want me
Dang,
to?
that's offensive. Well,
Oh my goodness.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
You're hot, dude.
Thanks, man.
that's.
Where's this podcast going?
Well, I don't know. I think the real couple is Will and Sawyer at this moment.
The bromance is
The
emerging.
bromance going on in here.
Gosh.
Oh my God.
Dude, we're gonna have like a head cannon for the
Okay,
for
whoa.
the
It'd be
Gen
like Aunt
Slow down.
Tessa.
Slow down.
Featuring
for
Slow
the,
down.
the
Slow
Gen
down.
Free podcast. We
Oh my
talk about
goodness.
Wawa versus Sheets. We talk about like
Romance between you and Will.
I'm too tired for this, guys.
What is it keeping you like?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Anyway.
keep going.
What do I like about myself? Besides being hot, I think I'm just joking. You know, I can't really say it to me. I love God in me. I like what He's doing through me and how He's guiding me into different things. And it's not really like, yeah, I'm my own person to an extent, but I have given myself to the Lord for Him to work in me, and I think that's more beautiful than doing stuff on my own. So
It's a good
I
answer.
agree.
Nice.
there we go.
Okay,
Yeah.
man.
That is my favorite thing. So now to get on the topic,
Yes.
right, boys?
Yeah, well, we got you.
All right, all
I'm
right,
ready.
all right.
Man.
So obviously, I sent you a few questions about your
Yeah.
relationship
Not me.
because Sawyer.
No, I'm messing.
He's just
What
whispering stuff.
relationship?
Sweet nothings.
Quite literally.
So loud. Do not get that close.
He said,
Oh my goodness. Just gonna have to edit that
Sweet
part out.
nothing.
edit a lot. We're 7 minutes in and we can't stop
Oh my
laughing.
goodness,
It's
okay.
still glowing.
No, it does that. It's fine.
All right. So to kind of get to know y'all a little bit, I asked for a bit of a testimony. Now, I know a little bit of it, but I want to know more in depth. Like, before we get into the questions, who are y'all? How y'all met?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to?
Well, we can tag team.
Okay. Well, so I feel like we kind of met at like multiple points throughout our lives. Cause I mean, we met like when we were really little, which he doesn't remember.
I don't remember.
But our moms knew each other through like homeschooling. And then we used to go to the same youth group or we used to go to the same church for youth group. And yeah, he doesn't remember that either. That wasn't like that long ago.
It always
But-
like, if it was under 10, I can't remember it, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we ended up at the same school for, I think it was 8th and 9th grade.
Mhm.
Yeah, 8th and 9th grade. And we didn't really talk to each other because we were in very different friend groups.
Mhm.
But I mean, it was a very small school and we had like all of the same classes. So like some people could have different classes, but we just for some reason had like all of the same classes for like both years.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, so in 8th grade, pretty sure that was 8th grade. In the end of the year, there was like a school dance, and he asked me. I got permission to share this part, but he asked me to the dance, and I said no, probably not in the nicest.
No.
way. Probably
Granted,
not.
it was warranted. I was like the bad kid at the time, like, and yeah.
Still is.
So
It wasn't
wa-
anything against him as a person. It was just, yeah. But
only
He's
only
like,
a
I'll
little
stop
bit.
there.
Only a little
no,
bit.
no. I don't even know if that was the reason. Honestly, I don't really remember.
I feel like we've
It was
debated,
just-
Nah, bro.
we've
He said
debated the
bye.
reason before. We were
I just didn't know you. Like I didn't talk to you or like anything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so then fast forward, then 9th grade, Ninth grade you asked me to dance, and then that's kind of how we
To
started.
dance. No,
Not to
I
the
skipped the
dance.
asking to the dance. I was like, we're just gonna
Just
ask her
at
to
the
Let's
dance.
just dance
In ninth
right
grade.
now.
Yeah.
That
I
was
was-
so long ago. Ninth grade, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're
we're
seniors?
you
Yeah,
forgot. Yeah,
well,
we're
I was
seniors
just
now.
making sure.
For
Yeah.
everyone listening.
Dude, it's crazy.
But yeah, that's crazy.
Look at all 4 of us are seniors.
Yeah, that's
Really?
crazy.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? What do you mean?
Senior gang.
Yeah.
I was just like, not like that. I was
Nah,
just-
you get it, man.
But anyways, we started. Yeah, so we started. Oh my gosh, words. We started talking like right when COVID happened. So like right when he actually asked me for my number.
she
like
still don't want to talk to me because
like
she
the
gave me the
day-
wrong number.
I didn't give you the wrong number. He wrote it down wrong because he was really nervous and he was writing it
Definitely-
on his hand.
Definitely.
I won't say too much, but anyways. So we
That's her cover up.
no.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we started.
That's
no.
what I say, bro.
No, I'm
No.
kidding.
What is up with all these like
Allegations.
bomb droppings in these episodes between these couples? They're just like, bam, she said no.
It happened with Caleb and Bethany. It happened with Brian and Cole, and then now it's happening now. We're just and me and her just like,
Y'all different.
No, but
You.
But so basically, we were just best friends for like a few years because he wasn't allowed to date. Well, we weren't allowed to date until he was 18. So then he asked me to be his girlfriend on his 18th birthday, which was in November. So we're really not that far like into it. But
and then she
Still a
said no
waiting
again.
period. Oh,
oh
No, I'm
yeah,
kidding.
it was like it was pretty much 3 years, almost 3 years of
Yeah.
just being best friends and like waiting.
yeah, but a
Waiting
lot
to
of
be able
people
to date.
can't do that. Like, not that they can't, but a lot of people don't do that. They usually jump.
It was
in.
nice
Yeah.
because like, sort of going off of what you're saying, but like knowing somebody as like a friend and then like a best friend, instead of just like a lot of people, as you were saying, just jump into dating right away, but just getting to like actually know the person.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know,
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people break up like super fast. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Mm.
you don't actually
Because
get
we
to
were
know
like,
them.
Yeah.
yeah, because we were best friends first. So we're best friends before we're like
Yeah.
boyfriend girlfriend, like in every situation.
I feel like with fast relationships where you jump right into it, like you figure out you don't really know the person like romantically, whereas before you were just good friends, and if you jump into it, you're not really prepared and know the person as well as you think you do.
Yes, it's sort of like just jumping into it based on attraction and
Mhm.
like you really know the person.
So taking time to know the person is
Yeah.
important as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, were you both Christian when y'all met? Like, how was your relationship with God? How was it like developed?
That's
basically?
a cool story.
Yeah,
Yo,
You could.
you should share it. You should say something.
just say, I got you.
No more
So-
jokes. Just say it.
I feel like we've both sort of really grown in our relationships, like in our relationship with God, like both separate, like our own personal relationships with God.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of been cool to see. And like we've like just been able to like pray with each other for like different things and just like through different events in our lives. And like we've gone to the shots together and stuff. So we've like seen how God's like worked in each other's lives. And like I feel like we've both like really been able to push each other like towards God almost in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And like since like we were just like just friends before like we started dating, like I feel like it was almost easier because like when you start dating, it's kind of hard to like if you just start dating right away, it's kind of hard just to focus. I may be wrong on this, but I feel like it's almost harder to focus on like your personal relationship with God, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, for me, like during that time period, I guess it was like 2021-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I was like really struggling, I was like really battling depression during that time. And I mean, we were just becoming like really close friends during that time. And he just pushed me so much closer to God. I don't even know if it was like intentional, but just like the way that he carried like, and still does, like the joy of the Lord and just represented like the love of God so well to me that he just pushed me like way closer to God in like my personal relationship with him. So yeah, that was definitely a big thing. So I've like grown a lot in my relationship with God since I've met you.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys kind of like, you can always hear people say, but do you have like examples? Like, not examples like, do you have evidence for this claim? But more like, in what way did you grow that you could see God in a different lens?
Cite your
than you did?
sources.
Cite
For
your
instance, I got a
sources.
whole paper right there now. So for me, just like our own intimacy with God,
Mm-hmm.
just like quiet time. I mean, I'm still growing in that, of course. But just like devotional time, not that we always do it together. We've kind of always like shared studies, and like we've like talked to each other about our like own personal studies, but like really pushing each other to like pray for each other and like our personal relationships with God, because it's like that's really important, because if you don't have a personal relationship with God, and like your own relationship with each other isn't going to be good. I feel like so, but just that, like pushing each other to our own personal relationships with God. So.
Yeah, and were you asking for like an example of like before, like something that was different in like our lives before? Yeah, I mean, definitely just the intentionality of like the time that I was spending like with God was not like very much at all, and I don't think I was really spending any time like in the Word or just like in prayer. Like I didn't really understand that too well, because I hadn't spent that much time doing that. Like I feel like, I mean, I grew up in the church, and I feel like I was very close to God when I was younger, but then I kind of drifted like away a little bit, like during that time when I was like struggling with depression and everything. But yeah, so that just kind of brought me back in, and then I was definitely spending a lot more time like just with God. I think that was the main thing.
And like what you were saying, Will, I feel like while you're in a relationship, it's important to have like your own relationship with God and have your relationship with God with your partner, and have them separate, because if like that relationship were to fall through, like your relationship isn't, the foundation isn't with that other person. So I feel like it's definitely important to have both, but not only have the one, so you can stand, like if that were to fall through, due to circumstances or what have it.
Yeah. And like in that, yeah.
Good job.
I see a lot of like situations where like with younger couples or just with couples in general, where someone will like kind of compromise like their faith and like, how do I word it? Just with the idea that they think that they can bring the other person to the Lord, but sometimes that person ends up like going to the Lord just for that person, or it's like attached in some way. So like you said, like if something happened there, like there would just be nothing anymore. So it's definitely important to have like separate relationship with God. And then like once you see the fruit of that in each other's lives, then you can come together and like seek Him together. And separately. Like they're both important.
Now, I'm gonna get a little personal. Nothing too crazy. Don't look so concerned about it. You guys both like tensed up. Your eyes went. And you just made a face. I was like, it's not that bad. The question is, do you believe in dating for marriage? Like, as in, do you guys? So some people have an idea of dating where it's like, oh, I kind of just go around with multiple people at once, and some people kind of like will say they're in a relationship but really will still be in the dating phase. Like people get terms confused. So I guess what I'm asking is, what is your definition of dating and being in a relationship? And then alongside that next would be, are you guys dating for marriage? Do you believe that is why we should date or be in a relationship with people?
You probably have some stuff you want to say.
I feel like there's two I don't know, two versions of dating. Like the dating that like a lot of kids do these days, where it's just like sort of dating more so for their own benefit and gain, almost like, oh, I like this person, so I'm gonna date him, and then
or just for fun.
Yeah.
And then like the minute that they don't like aren't satisfying against your needs, and you just get tired of them, and you just kind of throw them to the curb. And then there's like the dating where you're like really trying to get to know somebody, and in a way, like I feel like dating is almost like finding out the qualities that you would want in somebody that you want to marry eventually someday. So, but as for dating for marriage, I feel like that's like it's an important thing, and just like finding out what you like in a person.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like there is no biblical reference for dating really like explicitly just like dating should be this way, or I mean it's pretty much just like what you were saying. Said it pretty well.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I was just wondering because I know a lot of people nowadays that I know of, even within like our age group in the church body, are like, okay, they use dating and relationship interchange, like they change it up. So it's like, and it's just confusing because sometimes it feels like people don't let God lead in their dating lives or in their relational lives. As in, like, I'll see people, they're like, oh, I'm dating this guy. Well, one of my first questions is like, well, is he a Christian? Not so much to like judge what person's beliefs, but because even scientifically proven, if you're not like equally yoked or don't have the same beliefs, most marriages do not last or relationships last when you're not. So it just, for me, it kind of made sense, but I thought like, I just wanted to have your opinion on it. Like, because I don't really know. So would you say because you guys are like both seeking after the Lord and kind of almost the same things, just, well, not exactly the same, of course, but you're both seeking out the same things, that it helps build, like it helps build your relationship with Christ, since you guys are both going after the same things?
Yeah, definitely.
I say yeah for sure. Just because like if you're both pursuing God and pushing each other for God, then naturally you're just gonna, kind of go down that path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aligned down the same path. Yeah, I feel like holding yourself to that higher standard with dating for marriage. It's like, I feel like in a way it's also like keeping your like purity and not just like going around to date just for fun. You're holding yourself to that higher standard, chasing after what you think God has for you. So that's what I feel I just like heard in that, like holding yourself to that higher standard is important in seeking relationships for the Lord, so then you're not just running around and doing what feels right.
I mean, if you think about it, like the alternative to dating for marriage would just be dating to break up, which it just ends in like hurt and just ends in like sadness. So it doesn't,
pretty much. Anything you're doing selfishly pretty much is self-destructive.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, including just dating to date, like even just the pressure of dating. I feel like like kids I know, they're always like, I know I experienced this, and actually this will lead into a question afterwards because I have so many questions because it's hard to like really connect with people our age who I think are doing it right or doing it alongside the Lord. Like it's such a rarity in my opinion, but then again, I'm not actively seeking out knowledge from kids our age, so I wouldn't know. But
you're like going up to kids on the street. What do you know? Give me the information.
Tell me. No, like I don't do that. What was I going with this? Well, my brain just stopped for a second. Like it died.
It's probably my fault.
Yeah, like that threw me. Information. I was like, no, that's the only thing that's playing in my head. Oh my!
Like, walking up to kids on the street. Give me the info. I want to know.
Exactly. Then I forget my question. I'm slow today. You know, we're just gonna read one off the list right now until I come back to it. So, temptations, y'all. Temptations. They're real. How do y'all face them? There's temptations for everything, especially in a relationship. You're tempted to do many different things. So, without being explicit, how do y'all deal with it?
Do you play GTA, yes or no?
That's how you deal with your temptations.
All right, honey, we're playing.
We're going to play GTA.
That's so funny.
No, but I mean, that again just goes back to like your individual relationship. I mean, and your relationship with God, like together, like the way that you're, like how actively you're seeking God in that, and like asking Him what boundaries you need to have in place. Like having boundaries is definitely very important. And I feel like there's a temptation also, like for me, just to like want to try to do those things in your own strength. Like I feel like that's just a recurring thing, like in my life, like just wanting to please the Lord, but like kind of sometimes forgetting to invite Him into it. And then it's like me trying really hard to like not fall into them like temptations, like in my own strength, which I mean doesn't work. But yeah. I mean, what do you think?
You said that pretty good, but well, of course there's temptations, but specifically, what about them? I feel like that with just like having the relationship with God part, but if you don't have a good relationship with God, then that's just gonna make all of that a lot harder. And just like when you make boundaries, sometimes you have to create a new boundary. Sometimes you have to wake or whatever. Just letting God just like speak to you and just be like, oh, is this okay? Is this not okay? That type of thing.
Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest things that I've learned with like temptations and boundaries is not focusing so much on like what I'm waiting for and like for the future stuff, because what you focus on is what you feed. So if I'm focusing on that the whole time, then it's not going to be any easier for me to not fall into that. So instead, like being in the moment and being present and like focusing on like the season that we're in, like there's some special things about like the dating season that would be different like in the future.
Like what?
Yeah.
How's the dating season?
I mean, I don't know, because I haven't had like the future thing, but just thinking about it, like
just cool dates.
Yeah.
Just hanging
True.
out.
Just being friends, not having to worry about all the like stress of like any extra stress.
And I feel like the Lord just brought up a quote to me, and it was like, I don't know who said it, but it's like to live 1 second in the future is to live in anxiety, and to live 1 second in the past is to live in regret. Live in the present, be with the Lord.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's important, and because like if you're always worrying about what's coming next, you're going to be living in anxiety, and if you're worrying about what has already happened, you will be living in regret. And to live now with the Lord is something very important, so that we can have peace. Now, of course, it is important to plan and have a plan, but I feel like to be present and focus on the now is something that like we are called to do.
Yeah.
Especially in relationships and being with the other person.
You are really dropping like
knowledge
right now. You really said.
Yeah.
I felt it today. You went from being like being tired, and God said
Concussed
It's the
to
concussion.
knowledge.
Yeah, no, for real. He said,
Dude,
"Let me big brain moments."
I got
concussion.
knowledge knocked into me.
It was literally the concussion that helped,
I
wasn't it?
know.
No, but yeah, like going off of that, not the concussion thing, the other thing,
Going off the
the thing
concussion.
went off, or
Concussion.
rewind a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit. No, but like, I feel like in the church today, I feel like it's common for people to be like, oh, like you can't do this, 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 and this. So like, just make sure you don't do these things. And I feel like that's what gave me that kind of mindset of like, oh, like focusing too much on that I forget to live in the moment.
Okay.
That it's like, there's actually some like really special things like in the present that,
Like always having to sort of like worry about, oh, am I doing this wrong? Am I doing this wrong? When if you have like a relationship, like a good solid relationship with God, and He's just constantly just speaking in your ear, like, oh, well, but you don't have to constantly just focus on that and be like, am I doing this wrong? Am I doing this wrong?
Yeah.
Because then you sort of just lose out.
like it's important to have like the knowledge of that and to be like aware of that, definitely. But then it comes down to like, you don't want to focus on that too much, because what you focus on is what you feed again.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to fix your mind on that.
Yeah, it's like in Fairly Odd Parents, where it's just like the big book of rules, and it just sits in front of you,
No,
and Timmy Turner's just like,
That's serious. Like that's a serious thing. I think I've struggled with that because I got so, at least when it comes to like purity series or like series we have on teenage relationships or even relationships in general at church and at other places, sometimes you're so bombarded with the rules that it actually turns you towards the same thing you're supposed to be like running from. So for me, if I could get a little personal and interrupt, I felt that because like I was learning great things from the church, right? Like I was learning like what it means to save yourself for marriage and what it means to be in a relationship. But along that came, okay, so in my experience, this might get a little tense. I had dealt with like intense sexual abuse. So I already got, so I was taught, like, I remember sitting down being taught like, hey, like this is not right. And then you kind of just sit there like, well, crap, that's gone, bro. Like a lot of stuff's gone. How can I be ready for a healthy relationship? And so it's kind of just like, do you guys ever feel like the church got some things like wrong? Like have things being spoken to you, like in a sense, like trying to be great, like trying to be good, and that you just kind of took the like wrong way and like ran with it in this aspect, in the aspect of relationship?
I feel like sort of what I have to say is sort of kind of off of what you're saying. I feel like sometimes like they'll take something that's like supposed to be something sweet and you don't mean anything bad by it, but then they take it and almost make it like it's like a bad thing, almost like it's like what's the word, like not purity but like the opposite of purity, like it's like something bad that you're trying to do something bad, but it's just like something sweet and then they like almost turn it opposite, and then you sort of get turned off by that. And you're like, I wasn't trying, like we're trying to live in this pure relationship, but then you're sort of like shoving it almost down your throat. Maybe not as harshly as that, but I don't know if you're. But yeah.
Sorry, I worded that very confusingly.
No, you're good. You're good.
Sorry.
Mine wasn't
You're good.
totally off of what you were saying, but.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely like what the church is teaching is definitely important, but I think it really just comes down to personal relationship with God. Like whatever you might be taking from the church that might be like skewed, if I don't know, like the way that you like interpret it ends up skewed in some way, like you really just need to be able to like take it to God and have God speak to you about that, and like to see where maybe you were off or where maybe they were off a little bit in like the teaching, or I don't know. You really just have to be like in tune with the Lord with that, I think.
It ultimately leads back to the same
Yeah,
thing.
it all
these
goes back
questions
to the same
technically
thing.
Back to the same thing. We
Yeah.
could honestly be like done. Because like that's really, it's the
Seek the
summary of the
Lord.
story. Seek the Lord.
Yeah.
And like
Come
thumbs
on.
up.
Yep.
Come on.
Because I mean, it's not a lie. In order to be
Yeah.
aligned
Yeah.
with anything in life, you have to seek the Lord for wisdom.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make it any harder. Like you're still gonna have like, I feel like you're still gonna have a lot of the same temptations and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, it doesn't make it easier. Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't
But,
make it any harder.
Like you're still gonna have all that kind of stuff, and maybe not all of it, but you're still gonna have at least some of it. But just yeah.
Like it's not gonna get easier, but you're gonna be more aligned with God, which
Yeah,
then
you're
in
gonna-
turn
Right.
is
You can-
easier.
I feel like, yeah, like you see more of his perspective when you spend time with him. So like you see the bigger picture. Like I guess it's easy when you're not spending time with him just to see like the little narrow like laser vision of what you could be doing, and I don't know how to word it, but instead of, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I
that's-
get what you're
It's,
saying.
it's
You know what
like
I'm
you've
trying
got
to say?
blinders on and you're looking
Yeah.
at something. That's the only thing
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
focus
Right.
on, and then he takes them off, and you can see the bigger picture.
Yeah. There you go.
Boom.
There we go.
Then you can
Boom.
see, yeah, then you can be like reminded of God's design for everything and like why he has everything the way that it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's in that aspect, I think it can make it easier because you're just being reminded.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get what you're
Yeah.
saying. Now before this, like before your relationship, have you guys like ever been with other people, or at least like had other crushes or any like idea? Oh, why you turning him like that? She really turned that quick. She
I
said,
so
I didn't mean to turn that aggressively.
you
She's like,
really said, yeah, like
He's
your
still
whole
holding you
hair
guys.
blew
She just like
up.
starts
I
staring at you
know.
like,
so
tell me, Will.
I
Give me the answers. I want to know.
no, I'll give you the answers. It's okay. This is but I don't know where to start. Well, I'll just share a little bit. So before I met her, I was like in not so great time of my life. I was still young. I was in like middle school, but you know, like in your middle school, and you're trying to like find yourself, I guess you could say. I don't know.
Yeah.
But and I didn't really have a good relationship with God, and I was carrying a lot of like garbage and stuff. But I mean, I did text a lot of girls before I talked to her, and then since her, it's just been you.
Well, you did have you had a girlfriend at one point.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I said.
had a middle school
That's why I said no to the dance, because I thought he still had a girlfriend at that point. That's part of the reason. And I did forget to mention that. But, but he didn't at that point, which
how
I
did
didn't know until way
God
later.
took you out of that place. I mean, you were talking to a bunch of girls. What were you seeking out of it, and how did you get out of that?
Sort of like what we were talking about before, like with dating, just fun. It was just I don't know. It was just exciting as like a middle schooler just to text.
Yeah.
Just text a bunch of girls. It's like, oh, they like me. That's cool.
Hi, Sean.
I have like no
Yeah.
intention of having a relationship besides like, what's up, you know. But
I
what's
was
up? It's
I
me.
was
What's up, baby
very
girl?
different. Like I don't think I wasn't allowed to text guys
all?
until him.
They said exception.
Yeah. No, like I really didn't talk to like many guys. Like I was always like way more shy. Like he's way more outgoing than I am. So I never really had like that like phase. I never really was seeking a relationship.
Got it.
Like I mean, even when I like met you, I don't think I was even
I mean, you did say no.
true.
just say no.
That's true.
Probably
No,
good thing.
but yeah, like even I don't know. My whole life, like I never really had that. Like I know a lot of girls. I don't know how to describe it, but a lot of girls are like always looking for like the person that God has for them, or yeah. But I guess I never really. I never really felt that way. I was always just kind of doing my own thing and
Yeah.
I don't know, just kind of trying to like improve who I was for when that person did come along.
I feel like
if they did come along, like I would have been content like in singleness if he didn't come along.
So you never really like, even outside of yourself, you never like, did you ever feel like the pressure to do so, to be like, cause I know like some girls would be like, I know have friends who I know they don't want to date and they don't really like, they're fine being alone, but because of the pressure, they feel like kind of they have to like put on this facade and be like, oh, I like people, yay, like.
Yeah, like I never felt that pressure. I mean, it could be because of like I was homeschooled for quite a bit of my life up until I guess 8th grade when I like went to that school. But yeah, I don't think I ever really had to deal with like the pressure of that. Maybe it's because of like, I don't know, maybe the people that I surrounded myself with played a part in that. But yeah, I never really felt like I needed that like to be fulfilled in that way.
That's interesting. I mean, that's beautiful, but that is.
I don't really know why.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You didn't miss out on anything, Tesla. You really didn't. That's solid. That's solid.
Yeah, and I feel like what you were talking about earlier, I feel like as you get set in the Lord, I feel like I heard somewhere that the Lord will bring a person along on that same path. Like as you get closer to him, if he has that person for you, they will be on that path as well. Rather than like going around searching for that path, you're just distinctly on your path, and that person will come alongside you. That's why I feel like I heard going off of what you said.
Yeah, I know like a lot of people. Where was I going with that? I just completely lost my train.
It's one of those
you're
days.
Oh
my!
Where was my brain going? I think.
Want to look at your notes?
Well, I mean, like
pages.
2
pages of notes.
No, I don't think it's on there. I honestly haven't even looked at them. Like
That is impressive. I thought you were. I was
no,
like, wow.
I've glanced down a couple times, but I don't want to be like reading.
I told you it's a
reading off of
conversation.
it.
It's a conversation. It's a flow.
Where was I?
Yeah, because Bethany was going to bring notes too, and then Caleb was like, no, you can't bring notes. What are you talking about?
That's funny.
That is funny. No, but I feel like a lot I
hit your toe. I was like, what is that? It's your
You're
foot.
good.
Sorry.
You're good.
Well, I mean, it again goes back to waiting for the right person and keeping that like purity and like waiting for what God has for you.
Yeah, but I think even just learning to be content with wherever God decides to bring you, because like I feel like a lot of people believe that like in some way we're promised to like have marriage and just like find that person eventually in their life, but like that's not biblical.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even pretty sure it's Paul who says like it's better off to like stay single, like all of that stuff for like a bunch of whatever that book is.
And like even
my brain isn't working. But.
and like even Jesus, who we are called to follow, was single for his entire life.
We're his bride, the church.
Yeah. True that, brother.
when we're Jesus.
True that.
That's why I'm letting the hair flow in Hawaii. Okay, guys, got just.
Gosh.
So because you're the bride of Christ.
Yeah.
That's why he said.
Yeah, I was like.
He said.
Like
He
long,
said.
flowing
May
hair.
my aroma be sweet.
No, stop.
There's like a Pantene commercial, like a shampoo commercial.
It's like
Sounds like a
commercial.
psalm or like a song of Solomon. Just may my aroma be sweet.
May
Why do you
my
say it like that?
may my aroma be sweet. Pantene, get your shampoo now.
Dude, I love that Old Spice. Are we talking about deodorant? What are we talking about?
You want shampoo?
Why are you using deodorant on your hair?
I don't know.
He said, "Let me just scrape that off."
Hang on, let me hang on.
My face hurts from laughing.
Let me deodorant my hair.
Oh gosh.
Is that what you do?
No, I don't.
You know what, random, but I feel like you got a good curl pattern going
Thank
on.
you.
I feel like you just gotta like add a few more products.
You have very
like,
nice hair.
He does. Like I feel like his curls might be even better. I'm sorry.
I
think-
you're making my day.
Yeah, I think your curls could be popping. I'll drop a few products that you could use. Yes,
Come
sir.
on,
Yes,
send
sir.
it. Send
Yeah,
it.
no,
Send
for
it
real,
to Tessa.
for real.
He's
Send it
been
to me at work.
trying out like new stuff.
I-
for his
No,
hair,
because
so.
like I'm looking at it and I'm like, this is so random. But since we're talking about hair, I'm like, that one looks like it could curl much better. And I'm like, we gotta get him on his curly hair journey. I'm on mine too. We gotta get you there, bro. I feel like that's a nice
Dude.
set of hair that's coming up.
Wave check.
You got this.
that's not
Sorry,
waves, though.
you're beginning today.
Oh yeah.
You're beginning the
It's gonna come back from
journey?
YWAM with like hair down to
Oh
like.
God, I don't know.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Longer than Matt, that would be a challenge.
Matt's hair isn't that long.
It's not, but like it would be like
It was like here.
Yeah, it was.
in Hawaii when
I've seen
him
pictures, but that's still like. Yeah, it was.
No one knows
Yeah, and then
who
the's
we're
Dom.
talking about.
Oh, your
I never saw his
My
hair
brother
long.
and-
You never saw his hair long?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got here right
Oh,
after.
his hair was
So.
Yeah, but no.
longer than Matt's.
All that to say, let's get the curl pattern. And waves are different. Do you know what waves
Yes,
are?
I know what waves are.
He got.
Say.
I was just
He's like, I got waves.
You do not have waves. I wonder,
I know.
I wonder if
Throw
we
a
like cut
do-rag
it short
on.
up, we could probably do waves. I could do your waves. I know how to do waves.
That's
Tessa,
not-
what if he came in with a do-rag and waves?
She'd be more scared. I've worn a do-rag
I've
before.
seen
I have
pictures.
a picture of
I've
it.
seen pictures.
I have a picture. It's not.
It's
no,
wild.
I don't say it
tied
looks
it?
good.
Who tied it?
My friends from school.
It's a. I applaud. I want to see this picture.
I'll show you after.
Afterwards.
It doesn't look good. I don't say it looks good. We just did it.
Yeah, no,
Nice.
that's friendship.
Yeah.
Like I put.
Yes, the homies. Because it's like I don't approve of your friends.
Me and the boys doing hairstyles.
No.
No, sometimes it's fun. This is so off topic, but then we could get back on because I did Rachel
Well, I mean, we're
Coldine.
almost at
Rachel
time
Coldine,
anyway.
if you're listening, about to expose you. I did her edges once.
Really?
Yeah, I did her baby hairs. I
That's
scraped
funny.
them down and I swooped
That's
them.
funny.
She looked great. She ate that day.
Nice.
But yeah, Rachel. I'm not sure you remember that, but it was fun.
We love Rachel.
We do love Rachel. We do love
Rachel's amazing.
Rachel in this establishment.
Yeah, we
Rachel is
also love
amazing.
Jeff, even though we give him a hard time.
Yeah, and Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff.
Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff.
I don't.
I don't think you know Jeff.
Okay, he's invisible, but that's a,
No, he's not invisible. He's out there somewhere.
You know what? You know what?
Just-
I love you, Jeff.
You know, we are feeling the love. We are feeling God's love for each
Amen.
other right
Amen.
now.
Are you like
Amen.
processing?
I'm trying. I can't.
It's like this.
Oh, you did it. You did it. Good job. That's not it.
Why you bend like that? He said scoliosis. Arthritis.
I don't know how to do
Arthritis.
it. No, I'm doing it like you're doing
I
it.
can
Go
make
that
the
way.
Batman
What are you
logo.
talking
I'm sorry, intermission, y'all, because this is what's
Well,
happening.
you go.
I mean, we're
You
almost
got
at
it.
time anyway.
Well, we're
You got
like,
it.
we don't
Look,
have a lot
look,
of time.
You did it. You
anyway.
did it. Okay, we should go
Yay!
back.
All right. Well, we are actually almost done. It is 41 minutes in.
Me and the boys throwing up gang
That went
signs.
so fast.
It went fast because I told you it was gonna be a flow. So I mean, we pretty much hit all our points. It's the bros for me.
Done.
I don't know, man.
What?
Are they making?
Oh, we're
are they
playing-
playing footsie?
We've been playing footsie the whole time.
We have not.
We need to close
We
this
have
out.
not.
Jesus,
We have
please
not.
intervene because my brain is not doing it today. Stop playing footsies. Why are you? No!
I can't.
No! Who wants to close out in prayer? Who
got-
has
I
any
got you.
finishing
Got it,
remarks?
Will?
Any finishing remarks before I go crazy?
Not the concussed boy.
Throw them away now, right now. It's going on YouTube.
Stop! You're gonna throw it down, and then you're gonna like
Throw it
slide
down.
I
top
have
of-
to edit this.
Yeah, we gotta
so
edit
hard.
that.
Oh.
Please edit that. We are not holding up the blood sign.
I didn't put up the middle finger.
He's like, wait, how
No, it's blood.
yeah,
like
I
the
know.
Anyways,
Anyways, Will,
The
you
blood
said
of Jesus.
you said you're gonna cry.
I was just waiting. I was enjoying the show.
The blood of Jesus.
I'll show you after.
Y'all know nothing about this life. That
All right.
life, not this life. Sorry.
What do you mean, dog? What do you
No, I
mean?
mean nothing.
I love how we're just all talking with our eyes closed. It's so going on. We're just.
Let's let Jesus intervene.
My,
All right.
my
Go.
eyes have been closed this whole time.
To you, Lord Jesus, I just thank you for just this segment today. I just thank you that you could just bring us together, and just thank you all for just inviting me. But just thank you, Jesus, and just continue just to work in our relationship. And I just pray that you would just work in the viewers' relationships, and you just continue just to be the center of those relationships, and that you would draw us closer to you and to your heart. And just thank you so much for today, and just wish everybody a good rest of the day. In Jesus' name, amen.
And that is the end of this episode. Another round of applause. Yay! Now, viewers. It'd be kind of disappointing if you've been listening this far and haven't. I mean, but God still loves you, and I still love you. But if you have not followed our Facebook, our Instagram, our TikTok, Spotify, or our Apple Podcast, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Something like
then please do at Faith Like Birds.
I'm looking
All
at you,
right.
Jeff. I can't believe you still haven't subscribed.
I know, and he's been sitting in all this time. For
You've
real.
been here
The
since
disrespect.
episode 1 and
The
you haven't
disrespect.
subscribed?
I'm scared.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, we were gonna.
So it's not on Spotify.
I just said it was on
Oh,
Spotify.
I thought you said.
So is it on Spotify?
I thought you were like Spotify. No, never mind. Apple.
No, I said
No, it's on
Spotify
both.
and
It's on
Apple
both.
Podcasts. It's on both.
Yeah, I'm still
So
looking
yeah,
at you, Jeff.
come follow. This was a great episode.
It was a great episode.
And thank you so much for coming on and giving your perspective.
Yeah.
Thanks for
I hope it
having
speaks
us,
to
yeah.
people our age.
Yeah.
Y'all did great. All right.
I'm tired.
All right. Have a
too.
good night, Cincinnati.
Sign the police. Whoop, whoop.
Yep. Okay. Bye-bye.